today is finishing up the golf cart seats. The back seat definitely turned out really well, so finishing these up. Little TSP before painting them. Kind of see what comes off. TSP is a good pre-paint cleaner. So you don't have to rinse it off. You just have to make sure it's dry before you paint. So I'm just using Plasti Dip. I'm using the white because that's basically what color I think these seats were. What I like about Plasti Dip, it's very forgiving. So you can be a little more reckless with it than you can just regular spray paint. Plus when it dries, it's kind of a rubbery paint, so it's going to flex, which is nice for something like seats where there's going to be a lot of movement. I think regular paint would just chip off of here. The process is pretty straightforward. Obviously masked it off, and we're just going to do real thin coats at first and then kind of build up from there. I'm going to have to do a lot thicker across these areas where the finish has already come off, and thinner coats here where they're still pretty good. So I'll just continue like that, letting it dry a couple minutes between coats, and slowly build it up, and it should come out looking pretty good. So interesting fact, these, although there are 4 bolts on each side, they don't appear to just come out. Like, I'm guessing there's a nut on the inside of the seat pad that's holding these in. And there's not really a convenient way to access it, to hold it, and I don't really feel like drilling holes in the wood on the underside of this to get to it. So for now I'm just going to mask these off. I scuffed it a little bit, very lightly with a 180 grit, just trying to get a little bit of teeth here. TSP. So this gives you kind of an idea of the before. Obviously the front edge is got the most wear and tear from people getting in and out. The back side of the seat's in a lot better shape. So what I'm going to do is hit the front side here with more coats than the back side, and in the end it should come out looking pretty good. So just like in the rear seat, we're going to use Plasti Dip. It's a pretty forgiving paint. It's kind of a rubberized coating more than a paint. I'm going to start with a real thin coat, kind of build up something for it to stick to, and then I'll hit it with some final thicker coats. Usually you need a lot more of this than you do paint. For example, I've just done the back seat pad and it feels like it's less than half the can left, so we'll see if this is enough to even finish this. And just like all other spray paints, you want to shake it really good for at least 30 to 60 seconds before starting, and then shake it periodically while you're painting. according to the can, you should wait 30 minutes between coats. I'm usually not that patient. Sprayed over this, so I'll let it dry overnight, and I think it's going to come out pretty good. Normally you want to pull the masking tape off fairly quickly, because if the paint dries to the masking tape, when you pull it off, you may pull off your paint. So I'm going to do that off camera, but I'm going to unmask this now while it's still drying. So for a quick do-it-yourself job, I think it came out very good. Certainly 2 to 3 cans of Plasti Dip spray paint is a lot cheaper than having the seats recovered professionally or buying new seats. Things like that I can go back over later and fix. And then, see, I missed masking that area somehow. That's the nice thing about the Plasti Dip, though. It's pretty forgiving, and so you see it tends to come off. And because I'm kind of a perfectionist, I'll probably paint all these black gloss, so I'm not too worried. Like there, I got a little bit. Like I said, it tends to just come off with your finger. So overall, like I said, about 2.5 cans of Plasti Dip to do all of those seats and seat backs. Not a bad deal.